of these from Roberta's. This will yield some beautiful exotic looking flowers and this wonderful unique greenery. These leaves are like little teeth, almost like little crocodile teeth. I love them. They're called Fishbone, and this is final quantity of the season. We started with 3,500 of these. We have fewer than 400 now left to go around, and you're getting 3 easy payments of $9.99 for a 2-piece set. So let's bring Derek Wallin back in to tell us all about these. Derek, these have been a long time customer favorite, haven't they?
Yes, these are so special. This is a house plant. You can grow anywhere in the country. You leave it indoors all year if you want, or put it outside in the summertime. It's going to bloom for you intermittently throughout the whole year. But what gets better is that this thing can live up to 40 years, if you can believe that. This is one of those special house plants that you don't just keep for yourself. Right off the bat, I want to show you something magical about this plant. So I've got this leaf here. I'm just going to come in and cut it.
Okay.
Now, what I've done there, I'm not damaging the plant in any way, and it's going to reproduce, more of that foliage there. But now I have this, and this can turn into a whole nother plant.
Wow.
So I have this other camera and this pot here, and I'm going to stick this right in, and I'll pour some water. I could do a couple if I wanted to. And now all of a sudden, I've got an amazing instant gift for anyone that loves to have some house plants or never grown a house plant, because this is one of the easiest that you can grow. This is like a cactus, Carolyn, in the sense that it just doesn't want your attention. It doesn't want to be watered much. It doesn't have a lot of needs. But unlike a cactus, because it doesn't have the prickles and the little needles to get into your fingers.
And just a reminder, you can cut as many of the leaves as you want and create a whole new plant. So imagine how many plants you'll get off of the 2 plants that you're receiving in this set. I'm going to show you, and now don't blink, you'll miss this planting demo. So here's a pot of dirt. You can use any kind of a pot that you want, and I'm just going to snip a piece of the leaf and put it in the pot. And then add water, which I don't have out here. And I'm done. I've got a whole new plant, and that now I can put in another room or I can give as a gift. This is actually the size that you're getting, and you're getting 2 of these. Derek, that's a good size already going. And when I plant my 1 leaf stem like this, pretty soon it is going to look like this, right? With lots of them popping out of the soil.
That is totally correct. Yeah, when you plant that little leaf that you cut off, once it roots, it starts to shoot out new leaves, and will look like that in a matter of months. So now, when you have what you're getting home, these 2 well-established, well-rooted plants, I recommend finding a pot this size and putting 1 in, or a larger pot and putting both in.
Okay.
And then you'll have an even bigger, it just depends on really what you want to do. Personally, I like to have 2 of them in my house, because I'll have 1 in the kitchen and where I eat, and I have another one in my workspace, in my office. And therefore, just having that pop of life, that pop of color in every room. You can see the flowers. These are spectacular. They're unique. They look a little bit like the crinum that we saw earlier, but with many more petals. And you get tons of flowers on this thing. I mean, each leaf can produce 20 to 30 flowers, and you have an unlimited number of leaves. So we're talking exponential flowers. This is what they can look like outside if you had them rooted, and you can see they can get quite big. But indoors, they're not going to grow you out of house and home. They actually stay the size of the pot you have them in.
Yeah.
So if you keep them in a smaller pot, they'll stay small like that.
You can control how big they get. So,
Totally.
Derek, a couple of things. I don't have the growing guide in front of me, so I'm going to ask you some questions. So, do these need sun? Do I have to put them in a sunny window? And how often do I need to water them? And question number 3 is, how soon before I see some flowers?
Excellent. Yeah. So, all of that's in the guide, which you'll get, but they like to have just sunny window. That's good enough.
Okay.
I water mine maybe twice a month, sometimes only once a month. It just really depends on the humidity inside my house, or if I'm going to put it outside in the sun.
Okay.
When you are thinking about what to put this with, especially if you want to have it outside during the summertime, go to .com and look for companion plants. We have other orchid cactus that you can mix and match and have all this range of color there. We have so much that pairs excellently with the zigzag orchid cactus.
Okay.
In terms of other care, I would say use a desert potting mix, which is easily found at pretty much any store, and that just drains a little bit fast because these don't like to be too wet for too long.
Right.
So, I'll put a little bit of water in there with a fast draining potting mix, and then they're happy. Also it helps if you use a ceramic pot because the ceramic wicks extra moisture. But that's not necessary. That's just one little
Okay.
extra bit, and all of that's in the guide.
So we have
This is literally the easiest houseplant that we have.
We have fewer than 300. Well, this has always been so popular. I mean, the whole idea that you can just snip off a leaf and make a new plant that will soon look like this. And so you're getting 2 of these, but imagine as it gets bigger, how many more you can double or triple or quadruple the number of plants that you have by simply snipping off a leaf and putting it in a different pot or giving them as gifts, which is fun. Now, remind me again, how long does it take to see flowers and how long do the flowers last? Are they only around like for a certain season or what should I expect?
Yeah, so these will flower pretty much throughout the year. There's not like a season. You'll have a heavier flowering during the summertime, but I've seen flowers produce on these in the wintertime, in the spring, in the fall. It really doesn't matter. The flowers themselves, each flower only lasts a couple days, but you get a ton of them, and they kind of are opening up at different times. So you kind of have a steady supply. I would say with the plants that you're getting home, that you'll get flowers this year, probably toward the end of summer. Once they get a little bit bigger, when they're this size, they like to have a little bit more size, and then they start to flower like that. And the flowers are huge. I mean, the flowers are literally the size of my hand, and I have pretty big hands. So it's cool because, what houseplant do you have that has huge flowers with so much color with very little care on our end,
I love it. Well, cactus is notorious for not needing much maintenance. So thank you very much. We are looking forward to seeing you again with one more item, but stay in the ordering process, everyone, for the Fishbone Cactus. You're getting a set of 2 and about, fewer than 300 now to go around for the season. Last chance plants, I'm telling you. Now, Derek is coming back with probably the most popular plant that Roberta's has